In today's video, I want to give you guys a heads up on one of the most iconic indie games of all time making its way to the PlayStation 4. A teaser has been posted from the developers, and it looks like an official announcement will be coming this Tuesday. Also, for those of you guys with Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Treyarch is offering free access to all of the current Black Ops Pass maps this weekend for free. On top of that, they're bringing with it a bunch of new updates to Black Ops 4 and a bunch of fixes, so I do want to take a quick look at that. And Gearbox is teasing yet another PAX East announcement. This one a little bit more sublime. It looks like Gearbox is bringing forth a lot of announcements come PAX East. That'll be happening March 28th, so I do want to take a look at that. Also, we've got some new gameplay for Earth Defense Force Iron Rain. That'll be coming in April 11 to be exact, and that game is shaping up very nicely. And lastly, PlayStation is introducing the newest member of the DualShock 4 family, the Alpine green controller. I want to give you guys a heads up to that, as that will be available this April. First up, it looks like Castle Crashers will be coming to the PlayStation 4. The Behemoth posted a very telling image over on Twitter. It was 4 DualShock 4 controllers with the colors green, red, blue, and orange. Now, if you guys are unaware, those are the same colors for the iconic Castle Crashers characters. There are other characters also, but the main 4 being green, red, blue, orange, and there is a pink character as well. But yeah, all that could point towards is the announcement of Castle Crashers. If you guys are unaware, Castle Crashers was initially an Xbox 360 release. It was a cartoonish 2D action platformer, and it was a lot of fun. It's a fast-paced, highly replayable brawler, and it was one of the most iconic 360 games of all time. One of the games that really showed that downloadable games could be here to stay, and this was released so long ago that back then downloadable games were cool, but nobody was taking them super seriously. I think Castle Crashers was one of those games that kind of changed that mentality, and Castle Crashers did eventually come to PlayStation 3 as well in 2010, and it made its way over to the Xbox One. Unfortunately, a PlayStation 4 version has not come yet, but it looks like that'll finally be coming to fruition, and it looks like Behemoth will be announcing it this Tuesday. Moving on from that, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 multiplayer maps are free for all players this weekend. If you're looking to have some multiplayer fun this weekend, then make sure to log into Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Treyarch is offering access to all of the Black Ops Pass maps, and on top of that, they're also offering double XP that has been turned on across all game modes. In addition to that, Treyarch has also rolled out a new game update, updating a lot of the game components and fixing a lot of issues. Most notably, there have been fixes to game modes 1 in the Chamber, Heist, Stockpile, Specialists including Outrider, Score Streaks including Thresher, and custom game UI and stability issues. Also, there have been fixes introduced to Blackout, Zombies, and general fixes included as well. I'll leave a link in the description box down below that goes over everything. There's a lot of fixes introduced, so check it out for yourself, and if you don't own Black Ops 4, this weekend would be a good time to jump back in. I should also note that Black Ops 4 is readily available pretty cheap these days. I've seen it around that $30 price point, maybe even a little bit cheaper than that, and for everything that you get out of Black Ops 4 as a multiplayer experience, I would say that it is worth the price of admission. I know some of you guys are a little turned off by Call of Duty at this point, but I thought Black Ops 4 was a rather good game, even though there is a lack of a single player campaign, which was a bummer to me, but overall, as a multiplayer experience, it is quite good. Moving on from that, here's something I have no idea what to make of it, but Gearbox has been teasing a lot of stuff for PAX East, and now we have their latest teaser. Over on Twitter, they said time to tease another game for PAX, and all they posted was an image with the and sign. I have no idea what that means, but of course, Gearbox has been teasing a lot of stuff. It's pretty much all but confirmed that Borderlands 3 will be announced on March 28th. On top of that, they posted a low-resolution screenshot of Borderlands 2. That's some sort of new Borderlands 2 content, or it could be a Borderlands 2 port to the Nintendo Switch. Also, there was an image of a robot being worked on, and their latest image is just this and sign. It looks like if all you were expecting was Gearbox to announce Borderlands 3, they've got more in the works outside of that. To give you guys my inference, a robot being worked on in a lab, that could mean Borderlands 1 remastered based on that first image that they post, just because, I don't know, a reconstruction of something. That might be a little bit too much of a far cry, but we did see Borderlands 1 posted on a ratings board for the PlayStation 4, and I imagine that'll be coming to fruition at some point. And as far as this and sign goes, I have no idea what to make of this, but PAX East is going to be a big time for Gearbox. It looks like they're going to be announcing a lot of games, and I think the one that the majority of us are super excited to hear more about is Borderlands 3, and we should be seeing that and much more come PAX East on March 28th. Next up, I do want to give you guys a quick update on Anthem and what the community manager of the game is saying about that. Of course, Anthem has been having quite a negative reception, but over on the game's subreddit, global community manager Jesse Anderson posted a long response to fans talking about the developer's developers interacting with the community and the team's commitment in turning things around. And here's what he said. He spoke on the lack of content, saying, "I'm not going to go into this too much as it's areas that I don't have control over or I don't have the exact info on how the team is addressing. Know that I relay the feedback from the community to the team on all of these issues. The team is aware and they are doing a lot of work to address these concerns." Also, on speaking about turning a good game bad, all I'll say on this is that Anthem is here to stay. Do we have a lot of work to do to fix parts of the game? Yes, and the team is committed to making improvements and releasing new content. And in conclusion, he said, "Again, I want to thank this community for everything. The team is listening to all of your feedback for Anthem and how you'd like to see the game improve or how you'd like to see us engage with the community differently. I know players want to see updates faster, but these things can take time to make sure they are done right. We're very appreciative of this community and look forward to the days, weeks, months, and years ahead. Strong alone, stronger together." Anthem is now available on the PlayStation 4. Again, it's had generally a pretty mixed reception, but as we've seen with games like No Man's Sky, Final Fantasy XIV, I never make it past the game to make a sizable comeback, and with Anthem, I fully think it's possible, but they've got a long road ahead of them. Next up, Earth Defense Force Iron Rain is due out on April 11th, and it will be released exclusively for the PlayStation 4, and we've got a bunch of new gameplay for that title, specifically single-player campaign and character customization gameplay, and this game is shaping up to be really good, just like other EDF titles. EDF, in my opinion, is one of the more underrated franchises that PlayStation does have at its disposal. It's just a very zany, very fun third-person shooter, and it's also chaotic as hell. Now, the issue with Iron Rain is it is going to be released at a full $60 price point, and I don't know if that's completely worth it. I'm always hesitant in recommending games for $60. There are a few games that are worth a full $60 price point. As far as EDF goes, I don't think that's one of those games that is worth the initial $60 price, but one game to add to your wish list and pick up down the line during a sale. I would say get this game for $40 or less, and then you'll have a great time with it. $60 just a little bit too sizable of a price. But still, check out all of that gameplay for EDF Iron Rain. It is shaping up to be one of the sleeper hits for the PlayStation 4 early this year, and again, it is a PS4 exclusive. It's out April 11th. And lastly, I do want to note to you guys that the Alpine Green DualShock 4 controller will be out in April, and the Alpine Green controller will be available across retailers in US and Canada in April for $64.99 MSRP and $74.99 CAD. So if we're talking about pricing, my god, $65 for a DualShock 4 controller, that is so crazy. You could get other variations of the DualShock 4 controllers for around $40 on sale. So in terms of picking it up from the get-go, $65 is just an obscene price point. However, I do have to say that the controller does have a pretty slick finish to it, a two-tone green and white finish. It's an aesthetically pleasing controller. However, $65 for any controller, that is just a steep price to pay. However, I did want to give you guys the heads up on that, and if you do want to pick it up down the line, it might be worth the check out. Again, I would say wait for a sale on it when it's at that $40 or so range. I've always just thought controllers have been excessively priced this generation. I remember the days we were paying $30 for a PS2 controllers. Of course, the controllers these days a little bit more high-tech. You've got a touchpad in the middle, they're fully wireless, they're rechargeable. Of course, they're pretty nice. However, $65 for a controller, that is just insanely expensive. But check it out for yourself. It is a pretty slick controller. And that's going to conclude this video. Again, it looks like Castle Crashers will be announced for the PlayStation 4 this Tuesday. One of the most iconic games ever, and I can't wait to check that out again. Black Ops 4 multiplayer maps are free for all players this weekend. Gearbox continues to tease stuff for PAX East. Expect all of those announcements to come March 28th. Anthem is here to stay, says the community manager. New Earth Defense Force Iron Rain gameplay has come out, and it's looking pretty great, and that Alpine Green controller looks slick. However, $65 might be a little bit too expensive on that. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.